Are you sick of signing e-petitions? Why not pledge to take direct action instead? It's really easy to sign a petition. It's also really easy for governments and corporations to ignore petitions. In recent years, many of us have experienced petition fatigue, as our inboxes have become swamped with petitions for good causes. Occasionally, one of these petitions has some success. More often than not, though, they are simply ignored. This new digital petition culture has unfortunately become a powerful market force in its own right. Organizations like Avats, Change.org and 38 Degrees have developed business models which thrive on sensationalist clickbait, rather than on effective campaigning. This is a shame. But it's not the whole story.
Petitions can be useful for raising consciousness. Even when they are ignored, they show us when we are great in number, and the rise of participation in e-petition culture over the last 5 to 10 years indicates a massive shift in consciousness. These organizations would not exist if there were not an appetite for them. People want to fix the world, and more importantly, we are increasingly confident that we can fix the world. Compassionate Revolution intends to transform this passive, e-petitioning culture into an active, pledging culture. It's a simple idea. Rather than collecting e-petition signatures, the Compassionate Revolution website collects e-pledges. Each pledge is a promise to join other compassionate revolutionaries in undertaking collective actions of art, heart and civil disobedience. Direct action is much harder to ignore than petitions. History shows us that civil rights reform is more often than not achieved by people coming together to take direct action.
It doesn't have to be pitchforks and guillotines either. One example of a pledge currently being undertaken is to simply welcome refugees into your home. A slightly spikier pledge invites you to disrupt the 1% media's propaganda. Participants are encouraged to cover up offensive newspapers, or move them to more appropriate locations in the shop.
Perhaps next to the toilet roll. The Occupied Sun, and our sister publication, The Daily Whale, have produced a variety of alternative front pages which you are encouraged to print and redecorate the newsstands with.
Another pledge, inspired by Naomi Klein's book, This Changes Everything, simply asks for you to commit to undertaking non-violent acts of civil disobedience, even if it means being arrested.
By joining one of these pledges, or by starting one of your own, you are helping Compassionate Revolution's goals. To assert the voices of ordinary people in a functioning democracy, to rapidly and peacefully redistribute wealth and power, and to focus on the pressing issues of our age.
With your help, Compassionate Revolution could eventually become a radical research and development wing for the big e-petition sites, innovating new ways in which they might more effectively mobilize their huge databases of goodwill.
You can join the Compassionate Revolution by undertaking a pledge, or starting your own, at compassionate-revolution.net.